Hey, what's good with y'all boys, man? We back another video, man. We back another reaction video. And it's been a while since our last reaction video, probably a couple years, but I ain't gonna lie, today we gonna react to the NBA's best era based off Aura explained. You feel me? Explain. They gonna explain what the best era of the league was based off the Aura. So let's get right into it, man. We got some good eats with a bev, you feel me? So we finna kick back and enjoy the show. Let's get into it.
What was it about the early 2000s? Why does that era still live rent-free in so many people's minds, like a half-faded poster on your bedroom wall that you never took down? This was a time when every player felt like a character out of a comic book, when the music blasting through your TV felt just as important as the highlights it backed. It was an era where the culture bled into the game, and the game gave it right back. Before algorithms and political correctness, there was just basketball, bravado, and baggy shorts. And today, we're breaking down why this might have been the NBA's most unforgettable era. Not by rings or analytics, but by vibe, culture, and pure, unfiltered energy.
Not the game that
Hey, me and Ivo got the same swag going on off the Dewey in the hat. Okay, y'all see.
go out there and die for
I'm bringing back the early 2000s aura. You feel me? Shout out Ivo.
and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man.
This era didn't just have
We're talking
players,
about practice.
it had characters. Allen Iverson wasn't just the assassin. He was a cultural shift. The braids, the tats, the sleeve, the unapologetic confidence of someone who didn't just play the game. He lived it.
You feel me?
Kobe Bryant wasn't just a rising star who played the game. He obsessed over it. The fro, the number 8, the early swagger. He looked like a prodigy who already knew how the story would end. Then, there was Shaq. At his peak, he wasn't a player. He was a force of nature. 7 feet 1, 325 pounds, and somehow his personality even bigger. But it wasn't just the superstars. The league was filled with side characters that had main character energy. Steve Francis, all bounce and bravado. Stephon Marbury was raw electricity, a Brooklyn-born baller. He played with the hunger of someone who needed the spotlight. And of course, Rasheed Wallace, the human technical foul, trash talk, talent, and a constant sense that something was about to happen. These players weren't packaged, they weren't polished. They were raw, real, and full of identity. In this era, draft classes had aura before they took a step on an NBA court. International players started to get more flair. Manu Ginobili's Euro step, Dirk's one-legged fade away. From the Great Wall of China to the Brazilian blur, basketball was going global, and it was undeniable. This era didn't need to script stars. The players were the script. The NBA in the early 2000s wasn't just a league. It was a lifestyle. It didn't exist in isolation. It moved in rhythm with what was happening outside the arenas, on the blacktops, in barbershops, and in the booth. Guys like Hot Sauce and The Professor were just as recognizable at the lunch table as NBA stars. You didn't just want to be just like Tracy McGrady. You also wanted to be like Skip to My Lou. And then there was Rucker Park, the Mecca, the place where NBA stars came to earn respect, not just give autographs. You didn't just walk into Rucker as an NBA player and expect love. You had to show out. Kobe played there, Iverson, Marbury, KD years later. Street ball was basketball with no filter, no endorsements, no league logos, just game.
It's harder to play out there than it is to play in the garden.
1 second, y'all. So, I want to touch on what he just said, talking about no logos, no endorsement. Ain't that crazy? Because nowadays, bro, it don't matter what event you go to, it's always going to be an endorsement. It don't matter if you're playing an event on 2K. That shit going to be endorsed. They going to endorse the fuck out that shit. So it's like, damn, the days of just straight up, you go to an event and it's for basketball and it's just straight up basketball, that shit over with. And, you know, I feel like that's a big reason why this shit has so much aura. It was so raw and authentic. But I'm going to stop yapping.
You're not really an NBA fan, I guess, until you experience it like at least one time.
The records are pro cut. You're on the street.
Hip hop wasn't just a soundtrack to the NBA, it was its heartbeat. Street ball and hip hop fused
Basketball, hoops, fashion, all synonymous, bro. No cap.
together, creating this unapologetic identity that shaped everything from the way players dress.
I just said basketball, hoops, fashion. Basketball, music, fashion, all synonymous, bro. No cap. That's why I do what I do with BDM still grinding. I got the BDM clothes. I got the still grinding. And then we incorporate music as much as possible, bro. So you feel me? This shit all been part of the plan, bro. This shit, the blueprint already there, bro. We just keeping on the legacy.
To the way they talked, to the way they played.
You feel me?
Street
You see him
ball
swagging
wasn't
like me right now. Sheesh.
In the early 2000s,
I'm trying to bring it back.
it fed it. It gave it flavor. It gave it
Feel
swag.
me?
And most importantly, it gave it soul.
You feel me?
Before YouTube mixtapes and Instagram highlights, before everyone had TikTok aura edits, two places could elevate your whole identity in
Man.
basketball. The cover.
Them aura edits be crazy as hell. I ain't gonna lie. I need to know who sit there and make them aura edits. If you sit down in your room and make some aura edits, bro, raise your hand, bro. I need to know exactly what you look like in real life, bro. Because you need to be put on the watch list, making them SGA aura edits. That's tough.
And the disc tray. This was the Slam magazine era. And back then,
Damn. Look at them
And the
PS2
disc
games, man.
this was the Slam
Sheesh.
magazine era. And back then, being on the cover of Slam wasn't just a flex. It was a
It
crown.
was everything.
It meant something.
You feel me?
Getting the cover of Sports Illustrated meant more than a write-up. If your
Man,
favorite player made the cover of SI,
you gotta grab
you
that
clipped
bitch.
it out and
You
stuck it
feel
to
me?
your wall.
You gotta grab
like
that
gospel.
motherfucker.
But while the magazines built the mythology, the video games let you live it.
See what I'm saying? Like, bro, this shit all synonymous, bro. Basketball, video games, clothes, rap. This shit all come together, bro. And I feel like that's why I love this shit so much. I grew up just loving basketball and video games and clothes. It's crazy, man. That's why I love this shit so much. That's why I do this BDM hoop shit for y'all.
The early 2000s gave us a run of all-time great basketball games. Iverson was the face
Man.
of NBA
Y'all played NBA Live 2004? That bitch was a banger.
2K, NBA Live 2005 with the dunk contest
2005 was
music
fire too,
and
but
Melo on
2004
the
was
cover.
heat.
NBA Street Volume 2, where legends mixed with stylized street ball and brought a whole new aesthetic to the game. And one
Damn.
street ball, for the ones who wanted that raw playground feel. These games and magazines
You young
weren't
ass niggas
just
wasn't there, bro.
entertainment. They were cultural archives, capturing fashion, courts,
Okay.
attitudes,
I'm telling
and
you.
swagger in ways that TV broadcasts couldn't.
A lot of this shit made me who I was today, man.
But let's not forget about the big screen. Like Mike dropped in 2002 and became an instant classic for every kid who dreamed of lacing up magical sneakers and going toe to toe with real NBA stars. It was goofy, sure, but it captured the era's magic and the dream that anything could happen on a basketball court. Then there was Love and Basketball. Less about the NBA, more about the emotion behind the game. It added depth to how we saw basketball culture, not just as a sport, but as a language, a lifestyle, and something deeply personal.
Facts.
Coach Carter hit on everything that made the early 2000s feel so serious about the sport's impact, both on and off the court. Movies like these helped cement basketball as more than just a game. It was in our music, on our consoles, in our fashion, and in theaters.
No cap.
So what was it about this era? Well,
Finale on the first round for Vince
Nigga.
Carter.
Ugh. Fuck you talking about? He said,
Well, they pushed him right to the break, Marv. They had him
legendary, man.
passive on offense. They turned the basketball. Look at Iverson and Kobe talking to each other right now.
He talk shit. Talk shit in gaming. This shit was different, bro. You don't see this shit nowadays. You talk shit. Look at the camera angles. Huh. No
It was
sportsmanship.
raw. It was loud. It wasn't trying to be perfect. The early 2000s
raw.
felt like the last time the NBA didn't care what you thought. The players weren't filtered through brand guidelines. The style wasn't crafted by marketers. The stories weren't controlled by social media algorithms. It was authentic. The outfits mattered. The
You feel me?
sneakers mattered. The magazine covers mattered. What someone did at a blacktop park mattered.
Yeah.
It was the collision of society with new media, old media, and basketball. And it all worked. Even when it was messy, it was memorable. Even when it was clunky, it was cool.
No cap.
This wasn't just a golden era for basketball. It was a golden era for culture. And maybe that's why it sticks with us so deeply.
Amen to that,
Because even if you didn't live through it, you can feel it.
man. You can feel it, you
Yes.
feel me? I was a young nigga
That's
back.
it.
I was just a little kid back then. You see what I'm rocking on my head right now?
Definition of aura.
Or, you feel me? Before we end this video, man, I just want to show y'all something. It's funny that bro sent me this video to react to. Shout out my boy Cash from the Matrix. He sent me this video to react to because I just made these designs. If the camera can focus, I just flipped these And1 logos. You feel me? Me and my boy Jimmy Ray, we finna do a merch drop. But I just flipped this shit. Don't say shit. You feel me? And I got the And1 man doing these. And then I did another one too. Hall of Fame Deadeye Flip. Y'all know, if y'all know my brand. BDM Hoops, Hall of Fame Deadeye, all of that. Still grinding, all of that in one t-shirt, man. So we going crazy as hell, man. We going fucking stupid. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for tapping into this reaction video. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one though. Peace.